The ball barely bounced before it was already past him, and in that split second, something felt different about tennis in 2025. What if Roger Federer wasn't just reminiscing but warning us? Because what we're seeing in Dubai right now might be the clearest response yet to Federer's criticism about modern tennis court speeds, and depending on how you look at it, this could either be the return of variety or the beginning of complete chaos. Let's rewind for a second. Last year at the Laver Cup, speaking to Andy Roddick on Served, Federer made a comment that quietly sent shockwaves through the tennis world. He said that ball speed and court speed had basically become the same everywhere. Hard courts felt identical, conditions blended together. The uniqueness of tournaments? Slowly disappearing. And if you know Federer, you know he doesn't complain casually. This wasn't nostalgia talking. This was one of the most complete players in history, suggesting the sport was losing a layer of complexity. But here's where it gets interesting. In 2025, several tournaments, including the Cincinnati Open, faced criticism for slowing their courts. And the whispers started. Were these courts being adjusted to increase the likelihood of Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner reaching the final? Let me be clear. That part is rumor. There's no official statement confirming it. But the discussion gained traction because of one thing Federer said. He openly suggested that tournament directors might prefer slower courts because they create a safety net. On slower surfaces, the stronger baseline player has more time. The weaker player has to hit extra amazing shots repeatedly to win points. It favors consistency, structure, and, let's be honest, the elite movers. On a faster court, a big hitter can blast through you in a matter of minutes. Federer said it straight. Directors like having Sinner and Alcaraz in the finals. It works for the game. It guarantees blockbuster matchups. That comment lingered. And now we arrive in Dubai. This year's Dubai Tennis Championships feels different. Not subtly different, dramatically different. The courts are lightning quick, the ball skids, serves explode, returns are rushed. Points are shorter. Blink and you miss it. Arthur Rinderknech went up against Jack Draper and held serve every single service game. 3 sets. Not broken once. That doesn't just happen by accident. Tallon Griekspoor, through his first 2 matches, untouched on serve. Jakub Mensik, quarterfinal. No breaks conceded. Andrey Rublev, quarterfinal. Not broken. Jenson Brooksby, also there. Also unbroken. You see the pattern. Big servers and aggressive first strike players are thriving. Meanwhile, players who prefer rhythm, longer rallies, and structured baseline exchanges have struggled. Draper exited. Stefanos Tsitsipas couldn't settle. Even Alexander Bublik, who thrives on unpredictability, couldn't find the balance early. Now, here's the twist. Last year, Dubai's court speed index was 1.02 according to Tennis Abstract. Middle of the pack, nothing dramatic. But this year, the official index hasn't been released yet, but visually, tactically, strategically, this is faster. Significantly faster. So the question becomes, did Dubai listen to Federer? Or is this just coincidence? Because this feels like a statement. For years, fans complained that hard courts were becoming homogenized. Indian Wells plays slow. Miami plays slow. Cincinnati slowed down. The Australian Open adjusted pace. The margins between surfaces shrank. The result? Baseline warfare, extended rallies, physical attrition. Exciting? Sometimes, but predictable. Dubai just injected volatility. And here's where things get complicated. Federer said he wanted variety. He wanted Alcaraz and Sinner to figure it out on lightning-fast courts, and then face the same opponent on super-slow courts, and then see how that matches up. He wanted contrast. But here's the irony. Alcaraz and Sinner aren't even in Dubai. We don't get the test. We don't get to see if they could dominate on this rocket surface. That's the real cliffhanger, because imagine if Sinner walked into this tournament and started serving bombs, shortening points, adapting instantly. The narrative shifts. Federer's theory gets challenged. Or imagine Alcaraz adjusting his return position, taking the ball earlier, slicing more, attacking the net. We don't know. Instead, what we're witnessing is something else entirely. Unpredictability. And unpredictability is intoxicating. The draw opened up. Seeds are vulnerable. Matches feel dangerous from the first service game. There's no time to settle, no time to grind your way back slowly. Momentum swings violently. Some fans love it. Others argue it's less entertaining because rallies are shorter, and this is where I want to give you my honest take as a tennis fan. Variety is never bad for the sport. If every tournament feels the same, players become specialists in a single style of hard-court tennis. The art of adaptation fades. Remember when indoor courts were clearly faster? When grass was lightning quick? When clay demanded patience? Now everything lives in this middle ground. Dubai stepping out of that middle ground is refreshing. But there's another layer to this. If tournament directors truly slowed courts to ensure marquee finals, that raises a bigger philosophical question. Should tournaments shape conditions to favor star consistency, or should they let conditions be extreme and accept chaos? Because chaos creates opportunity. Look at Rinderknech holding serve all match. On a slower court, Draper might have chipped returns back, extended rallies, forced errors. Here, the returner is under siege. That changes ranking trajectories. It changes confidence. It changes how players build careers. Imagine being a fringe top 30 player with a huge serve. A few fast tournaments could catapult you into the top 15. Surface diversity protects different player archetypes. Federer understood that. He wasn't attacking Alcaraz or Sinner. He was defending balance. And ironically, Dubai might have proven his broader point even without them being present. Because when you alter speed dramatically, the entire ecosystem shifts. The real drama now isn't just about Dubai. It's about what happens next. If this tournament produces high engagement, thrilling upsets, and fan buzz, will other directors follow? Will we see faster Cincinnati again? Will Miami tweak things? Or will the sport retreat back into uniformity? There's also the competitive angle. Alcaraz and Sinner have dominated this era largely on medium-paced courts, where their movement, baseline control, and defensive to offensive transition shine. But imagine a season with 2 or 3 truly fast stops. Would that expose vulnerabilities? Or would it expand their greatness? Because that's the part we can't ignore. Great champions adapt. Federer won on fast grass and slow clay. Nadal learned to shorten points on grass. Djokovic adjusted to everything. If Alcaraz and Sinner are truly generational, they would figure this out too. And I actually think they would. But we need the experiment. Right now, Dubai feels like a preview of what that experiment could look like. And yes, some matches are shorter. Yes, some rallies lack the 20-shot drama. But tension doesn't only come from length. Sometimes tension comes from knowing one return game could decide the set. Sometimes tension is a 220 km/h serve that clips the line. Sometimes it's the panic in a returner's eyes. That's what Dubai has. Brought back speed, risk, pressure. But here's the unresolved piece. Federer's comment about directors liking Sinner and Alcaraz in finals still lingers like smoke. Was that just perspective or insider understanding? We may never know. What we do know is this: when courts slow down, upsets decrease. When courts speed up, volatility rises, and volatility creates stories. This tournament has already delivered unexpected quarterfinalists, and fans are talking. The social media buzz feels different. Analysts are debating. Players are adjusting return positions drastically. That's impact. So, did Federer get his wish? Partially. He wanted variation. Dubai delivered variation, but he also wanted to see Alcaraz and Sinner tested on lightning speed. That chapter is still unwritten, and honestly, that might be the most exciting part. Because if this trend spreads, we could be entering a new phase of tennis, where adaptability becomes the ultimate currency again, where ranking protection isn't guaranteed by surface homogenization, where one week feels completely different from the next. That's compelling. That's layered. That's tennis evolving instead of flattening. Now I want to ask you something. If you were a tournament director, would you slow your courts to guarantee star power in the final, or speed them up and accept unpredictability? Because that decision shapes the sport's future. Dubai chose unpredictability. Federer called for diversity. Alcaraz and Sinner are watching from afar, and the rest of the tour, Just got a reminder that speed still matters. Maybe this isn't just about one tournament, maybe this is the start of a philosophical shift, or maybe it's a one-week experiment that fades quietly, but for now, the ball is skidding lower, the serves are exploding faster, and Roger Federer's words feel louder than ever. This is RedDust Report, where tennis isn't just watched, it's understood. Stay sharp, stay passionate, and I'll see you in the next one.